Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown, but we both know how to swim. No worries, let's go for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Come along with me. Together with the truth you see.
Together through the storm and darkest weather. We search high, we search low. Together everywhere we go. Justin's here and he's going live with the best fans by my side. We're a family, we hold strong. Together we can right the wrong. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. Searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars. stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. Daily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care. We clutch them pearls, we shine like stars, searching wide, spreading love afar. Every stream, every heartfelt plea, we are one in this community. In the night or in the day, girls will light and lead the way. Just as hard and your support, together we will hold the fort. Lily grind, but we're not stopping. Pearls around the world just popping. With each view and every share, we send hope and show we care.
Click play and come along with me. Together with the truth you see. Got our pearls and our laughter too. The search for facts is always new. In this place we keep it real. Classy vibes and joyful zeal. Join the journey, it's just begun. We shine brighter than the sun. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comments here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. Defending truth is what we do. So hit subscribe and join the crew. With every search we pave the way. Together we will save the day. With every laugh we lift our hearts. In the search we all take part. Thank you all for standing strong. Together we belong. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Hit the like and share the vibe. Clutch those pearls, let's take the ride. Comment here and spread the cheer. Members make the truth so clear. Come along with me. Together with
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is May 20th, 2025. It is currently 6:33 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, my beautiful pearls. Thank you all so much for joining me. We have a lot to talk about today, to say the very least. We got a lot to talk about. We are talking about 4 and 6-year-old Lilly and Jack Sullivan vanished from their Nova Scotia home. And we are talking about a 12-year-old boy breaking right now, Tennessee missing boy. And there's not a lot about that at the moment. So we'll get onto that in just a few minutes. We're going to cover that first, and then we're going to get on to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. There's a lot to cover today. So grab your favorite beverage and get comfortable, because we got a lot to talk about. Or we're portable. You can take us with you. You can take us with you. Please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And consider sharing this live out as well. Click the link, copy it, and post it in your favorite social media. It'll go in any. And that's another way you can support. You can also become a member of the Pearl family. We would always be glad to have you. And you can also gift memberships and donate if you are so inclined. That's always appreciated as well. Thank you so much, Miss Holly. Good to see you. Prayers for the mission everywhere. And Holly, there is a lot. There is a lot. Justin, can I still call you on the text number I text? Yes, you can. Yep, you can. Yep. No problemo, Sheila. I'm taking you around the house, trying not to pocket block. Jen, I know I hate that when I'm like around, like I try to put the phone in my pocket or whatever. I'm always afraid I'm going to block someone. So I get it. I get it. I know what you mean. Well, looky there, Mr. Joe Neal. How you doing, Joe? Thank you so much. That's a real honor. Thank you so much, Joe. I really do appreciate your support, my friend. Always good seeing you. Always good seeing you, my friend. Hope you are well. Okay. No problem, Sheila. No problem. Amen, Faye. I agree. I agree. Oh, thank you, Kim. How you doing? How you doing, darling? Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you for all your details and always a bright light in your face. Aw, that's very sweet, Kim. Thank you so much for your support, Miss Kim. Really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much for the compliment and your support, Kim. Really do appreciate that. Just curious, guys. StreamYard has, which I'm getting ready to get rid of StreamYard, and we're going to some more newer things that we're going to be streaming with. Do you guys like the chat on the screen or no? I want to know your opinion. Do you like the chat on the screen or do you not? Just let me know. I don't really care either way. I don't really care either way, to be honest with you. So I just want to know what you guys think. No, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no, no. No, I like it. No, no, no. Doesn't matter. Can barely. I know it's really small. I'm like, what the hell? Maybe you can make it bigger. I don't, truthfully, I don't really care for it. I don't really care for it. But I mean, I always feel like I don't even know why it's on this, like why they even give you an option, to be honest with you, because you can see chat, I can see chat. Why does it need to be on the screen too? But some people like it. So, I don't know. You can't even read it. I can't even I mean, I'm blind as a bat anyway, so I can't see it. Can't see it at all. Thank you so much, Canadian, for I think it's too small too. I'm taking it off. Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. You received that pearl necklace. Give our Canadian cookie a big, big thank you. So good to see you, Canadian. Thank you for all you do as well. Hey, Raymond, how you doing, my friend? How's the grandbaby? How's the grandbaby? Good to see you, Raymond. Thank you so much for your continued support, Raymond. Really do appreciate that. And if you receive that, make sure you give Raymond a big, big thank you. Very kind of you, Raymond. Thank you so much, my friend. And Jen in Georgia, my angel girl is now my profile pic. Testing. There she is, all beautiful. There she is. Beautiful, my friend. Beautiful. Yeah, see, you can put it up, which see it'll start, but it's so tiny. Maybe you can make it bigger. I don't know, but I'm not really sure. I hope your back feels better, Sheila. If we are looking at map pictures, I pop out of chat so I can zoom in. Gotcha. I watch you on my big 60-inch TV so I can see in chat. Okay, thank you for that, Kathy. How you doing, darling? Too tiny, too fast. I think it's really small, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you so much, Jen. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Can you make it bigger on your end? Not really. I don't think. Not as of now. It's being tested though. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know why anybody would have it if it's going to be this small. You know what I mean? All right, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate you all being here today. There is a lot to talk about. Now, there is a 12-year-old, before we get to Lilly and Jack Sullivan, we're going to talk about a case that we are following right now. I'm going to tell you guys the very little bit that is out there. I do have a little inside details about this. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with saying them yet, but I'm just saying this is a case I think we're going to need to watch, perhaps, maybe not. I don't know. But there's a 12-year-old boy missing in Tennessee. Anytime anyone is missing, they need to be found. They need to be found, right? And we don't have a name. We have no name of this 12-year-old boy. We have no parent name of the parents or anything. And you think, well, why? Why, if he's missing, why? And that's a good question. He's allegedly missing in a slightly different way, though. And we'll get to all that in just a second. Right, Rainbow. Right. And it's a little different, to say the very least. All right. So there is, I think he went missing. He's been missing, I think, 48 to 72 hours, something like that. So it's been 48 hours, I believe, since 12-year-old boy was reported missing by his father, it says, who told officials he was last seen swimming with his family in Red River near Billy Dunlop Park in Clarksville. For those of you that are familiar with Tennessee and all of that, Clarksville is where Sebastian Rogers' biological dad lives, in that area as well. Clarksville Fire Rescue told WKRN News that cadaver dogs and dive teams are part of yesterday's search efforts. Billy Dunlop Park Robert Clark Park and the Blue Way are temporarily closed until further notice. I think they may have opened back up now. Quote, these guys down here are brought into the search. They're wanting to bring this child home. Brandon McCurdy, Assistant Chief of Special Operations in the Clarksville Fire Department. They've not found him. They've not found him. And to be fair, I want to make this clear. There's been a lot of storms lately, right? And so they're, with all of that said, the water could be swift or whatever like that. I do have some inside information on this from we'll just say a professional figure, if you will. And we're going to cover a bunch of this. So 5/19, they gave an update yesterday. Operations have been suspended until tomorrow morning. But now, from what I understand, they only looked for about no more than 48 hours, is what I'm hearing at this time. They looked for no more than 48 hours. And they said they've searched everywhere where they think that he could be. Now, again, if you guys remember, we did a case recently in, I believe it was in Oregon. It was a young little boy who went missing in a really small river, really, really small river. But again, it had been up as well, and it took some time to find him. Okay. I'm going to show you guys some more photos. They've been out, from what I understand, dragging the river where they can. They've had people in boats. They've had scuba divers and all of that. What's the weather there, Justin? He may have sunk to the bottom. Yeah. This is the thing. Nature has a way of changing things, and generally about a week to 10 days biologically we change, and we generally come to the surface after that, and that is generally when they're found. They will generally float for a few days. Very, very tragic, though. This is a 12-year-old boy. Right. Oh, I'm sorry, Lady Dragon. That's terrible. That's really terrible. I'm really sorry about that. What part is tornado in my town? Grandkids live there. Where's the tornado? I don't, there's been so many tornadoes right now. This is so allegedly, I can give you some, I'm going to say alleged details at this time, that the father did report him missing. Now, allegedly, from what I understand, the father was not there whenever the swimming accident happened. Allegedly, it was a stepmom and allegedly her 2 children, and they were there swimming. I think we got some storms coming. Yeah, it's really bad. So, all right, let me show you some more pictures, and then we'll get onto some video here as well. They I just hope this baby's found. I mean, it's not. Let me just zoom it in here a little bit. There is, I mean, it's not that big of a river here, at least at this part. Yes, Sasha, I agree. Looks like gross water to be swimming into. You know, it's I think this is a pretty big little river. If I'm pretty sure it's a big river. I mean, like long wise, from what I understand. That's underwater cameras. It's like a thing that, you know, they can check that way. Regardless, it's just a really, really sad situation. Billy Dunlop Park. Let me go to Google Earth and check this out real quick. See what we're working with. And see if we can find this. Billy Park, Clarksville, Tennessee. There we go. I think this is close to the Boy Scouts as well. Yeah, underwater. Sure is. All right. So let's see. Where is, okay, Tennessee, Kentucky, right? It's close to there. Where's the creek? Where's the river? Let me see what creek, where it is again. I can't remember where exactly what. What was the, according to the police, it was a father reported that his 12-year-old son was missing and was last seen in the river. The dive team has been searching the river since Sunday. As precaution, Billy Dunlap Park, Robert Clark Park, and Blue Way are temporarily closed until further notice. Does anyone know what river this is? Oh, I'm sure it is very, you know, dirty, I would say. Red River. Okay. Let's see here. Park. Red River. Let's see if it'll find it there. Okay, here we go. Here's, well, maybe we'll do it like this. We'll do Red River, Clarksville. Well, it's got to be right here. I'm got to be looking at it. Huh. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is the Red River. It's very windy, right? Like it really, it looks muddy even here. I guess they call it the Red River for a reason, probably because it's always like that, maybe. Maybe it's always like that. Kathy, thank you so much for 7 months, my darling. Really do appreciate you. God is good. All tests came back today. No lung cancer, just an infection. Next biopsy to see how to treat. Praise God. Thank the Lord, Kathy. That is amazing, amazing, amazing news. That is so good. God is good. Thank you, Lord. That's amazing. Thank you for your support too, Kathy. I know you was worried about that. Prayers work, don't they? They sure do. Yeah, thank you so much, my love. Justin, you rock. Thanks for all your hard work and your kind compassion. Thank you, Yaya. Really do appreciate you, my dear. 6 months. Wow. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you as well. I'm so happy about that, Kathy, as well. So yeah, I guess it's Red River because it's always muddy. Lots of clay, lots of debris. Wonder if we can do it like this. Let's see here. Nope, can't really see over the bridge. Well, a little bit there. I mean, it's not tiny, tiny, but it's not buku's large, right? Not buku's large. Yep, yep. That's right, Polly. It was not stepmother. He said he was with his father. Um, mm-hmm. That's perhaps that's all I can say. That's
heating and cooling, keeping you comfortable all year long. I'm Jeff Matthews with ClarksvilleNow.com. Our first story for today, over 24 hours now, and the search is still underway for a 12-year-old boy that was at Billy Dunlop Park yesterday. Around 1:45 p.m., the boy's father had reported him missing, and he was last seen at the park at Big West Fork Creek. Multiple agencies are actively involved in this search. Billy Dunlop Park, Robert Clark Park, and the Clarksville Blueway will remain closed at this time. Also, the victim that was shot and killed in Summit Heights has been identified as 40-year-old.
Yeah, I think Jennifer, I think that is what it is right now. You know, he's a minor, and if all is said and fine and all that, I think that naturally you're not going to release his name until the family or uh you know or police say so. All it says here is at approximately 1:46 p.m. on Sunday. So we're at 72 hours. The Clarksville Police Department responded to a water rescue at Billy Dunlop Park. According to police, a father reported that his 12-year-old son was missing and was last seen in the river. The dive team has been searching the river since Sunday, and they had it closed and all that. But yesterday, there was still no new updates. Crews were still out searching. As of 12:30 Monday, crews were still out searching, but no new information has been provided. Update yesterday, the search for 12-year-old missing boy in the Red River will resume this morning at 8:30 in Clarksville. Officials say the boy was last seen at Billy Dunlop. Rescue crews paused the recovery mission overnight and are returning this morning. And that is where they closed it at, from what I understand. Several agencies was involved: Clarksville Fire Department, Clarksville Police Department, Montgomery County EMS, Montgomery County Dive Team, Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Stewart County Fire Rescue, Cumberland Search and Rescue Canine Unit, Water Dogs, Scuba, and Safety were also involved. All right, let me look at this right here. You're slow today. No, you're not. You're great.
We are on top of breaking news tonight as police search the waters at Billy Dunlap Park for a missing 12-year-old boy. Thanks for joining us. I'm Courtney Allen. Clarksville police say that a father reported his son missing and says he was last seen in the river. The park is closed until further notice. More.
The DraftKings Casino app is the place
Okay.
for jackpots. And across.
So they're all pretty much saying the same thing from everything I see so far.
A missing
Check
12-year-old
this one
boy
right
in
here.
Clarksville. He was reported missing at Billy Dunlap Park Sunday near the Red River. Our Jordan James shows us what's being done now to try to find him.
Multiple agencies from across Montgomery County have joined forces to assist with this search, which has been taking place along the Red River. The search for a missing 12-year-old boy has intensified.
But these guys down here are bought into the search.
Clarksville Fire Rescue, Tennessee Wildlife, and the Montgomery County Emergency Management Agency are among a handful of entities involved. Crews are focused on the area where the river bends.
It's probably 150 by 200 feet area. And one of the big concerns and big challenges is the current in that area. So the divers are having to fight that.
The boy's father reportedly told authorities that he went missing while swimming. 2 days into the search, CFR is operating under the assumption that he may have drowned.
So in our experience, when someone drowns, they go to the bottom, they stay there. So hopefully he's still in the vicinity of where we're searching.
First responders tell WSMV4 there have been multiple drownings along the Red River in recent years, underscoring the importance of safety as this search continues. At this point, first responders have not released the child's identity or said if they were wearing a life jacket. Reporting here in Clarksville, Jordan James, WSMV4.
Okay. So there we have it. So they're reporting that the father was there. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one as well. Let's just hope they find this baby. 12 years old. My God. Oh, it's loud. I'll turn that down. Very sad, man. Has the rivers been flooding there? Lady Dragon is in. Can hold on one second. I just got something. A thought of something you should see. What is this, Grace? The body of the man who jumped off the South Knoxville Bridge this morning has been recovered with the assistance of Knox County Rescue Squad. Oh, wow. I guess someone jumped off the... Grace just messaged me and she said someone jumped off the Knox County Bridge this morning and they got that person. It's terrible. Okay, thank you so much, Panda Bear. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. They raised $6,000 this weekend for Delvin. Hold on one second. And his reward, Panda, I know I keep saying this, but I need to look into that. That's amazing. That's amazing. Our small community comes through in bad and good times. We just want him home. Thank you. That's amazing, Panda. And thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Lady Dragon is his aunt. Is whose aunt? The 12-year-old that's missing? Lady Dragon, if you want to text me if there's anything you guys need in any way, just let me know. It's really terrible. Information is limited at this time as a precautionary. Okay. Yep, they're all saying pretty much the same thing. Lots of prayers for this family and this little boy. We'll keep an eye on it. Supposedly, check your text, Justin. Okay. Sorry, I got so many people texting me right now. 702. When was this? Okay. Missing from Bradley County, Tennessee. One of their phones has now pinged near Niagara Falls, raising serious concerns for the safety of their whereabouts. Good God. So many people missing. Tennessee missing and unsolved missing. This was posted 2 days ago. I wonder if they let me check for an update before. Let me just make sure they haven't been found. Damn, no. That's crazy. Okay, no, they haven't that I'm aware. Missing from Bradley County, Tennessee. One of their phones has now pinged near Niagara Falls, raising serious concerns for the safety and whereabouts of the missing family. Madison Scoggins and Gray Short have been missing from Bradley County, Tennessee since May 9th, 2025, when they left their Cleveland, Tennessee residence with their mother, I think it's called Joanna Short or Giovanna Short. They were known to be traveling in a white Jeep Wrangler with Tennessee plate license LUVYA. Love ya. That should be very easy to remember. Madison is described as a 15-year-old female, 5'4", 80 pounds with brown hair, brown eyes. People that may know Madison say her weight is closer to 115 pounds range. Gray is described as 8-year-old female, 4'5", 50 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. Giovanna is described as 35-year-old female, 5'2", 123 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If anyone has information, please call Detective Brandon Edwards with the Bradley County Sheriff's Office, 423-728-7311, 423-728-7623. Take a good look. I have a feeling usually in cases like this, everyone's okay. And I hope I'm right in this case. Usually it's someone's trying to get away for a while for whatever reason. So let's see. We'll see. All these missing makes me sad rather. Hopefully I'll find the world. Yes. Me too. I just pray that something is, good comes of these. All right, guys, we are getting into the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case, who have been missing. We are going on 18, 19 days right now, and still no answer. Things I was reading, and we're going to go over it as well. Yesterday, we kind of went over some scenarios that we plugged it into AI, and AI gave its opinion on it, which I found extremely interesting yesterday. And I think there is maybe a new article that came out today. Let me just check. Yes. Lilly and Jack, unbelievable conditions. And we're going to get we're going to talk about the 48 hours as well. What did True Crime Junkie say? The mom posted saying the boots are found are Jack's. Let me check. Not to the best of really. Let's check. It'll be here if it is. Hold on. This was 6:45 today. 1 second. Look at this.
Over 2 weeks ago, 2 small children in Nova Scotia vanished.
This
The
is today.
province's premier, Tim Houston, describes how the disappearance and desperate search have affected the community.
This is a devastating two young children missing. It's hard on the entire community. I know the authorities are running a professional, thorough search, but this is weighing heavy on the minds of certainly people in Pictou County, but well beyond as well.
6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack were reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia on May 2nd. That community is in the Premier's home riding. This past weekend, 115 volunteers came out to target specific areas, renewing the search, which had been scaled back on May 7th. A British Columbia hospital. Over 2 weeks ago, 2 small children in Nova Scotia vanished. The province's premier, Tim Houston.
Where did you see that for yourself, True Crime Junkie? I'm trying to see, but I don't see anywhere it says it. Someone wants to send it to me. They can send it to me as well. Yeah, I don't see it where it says oh, Kim, if you're in danger, darling, please any clothing that has been seen in the woods has been denied to be Lilly and Jack's. I know, yeah, and there's been a lot of people clickbaiting with these clothing and stuff that's found. Listen, I'm just going to tell you, you go anywhere around a creek, a river, even in the woods, you're going to find, absolutely, you're going to find clothes, boots, and all of that as well. You would be surprised. There's so many, Sherry. There's so many rumors, and you know, I have no problem with speculating. Like I always say, as long as people know we're speculating, and I'm trying to like cut those things out, you know, with stuff, real stuff. Justin, I don't trust it unless. Oh, thank you, Lori. I'm trying to find it. The sick thing about it is people will pretend to even be, you know, like they'll even pretend to be the mom or whatever. You just can't even trust their profiles hardly anymore. The case right here makes me seriously wonder whether or not Lilly or Jack may have wandered off and how far they could actually go together. Kids can climb, they can hide, they may go too far from the property and just no one has come across them. We have to remember that kids have better stamina than most adults do. Well, but we know statistically as well. Statistically, 97% is found within 1.5 miles, ages 4 to 6. Now, there is, you know, 3% that go further than that. 3%. So it does happen. It does happen. But also, it depends on the terrain as well. And we're going to get to that terrain here in a minute. So just buckle up. I want to see what this says, though. I don't know.
Disappearance of
I'm not watching
3-year-old
this at
Riker
all.
Webb is one of the strangest stories I've ever read. So this is Riker Webb, a 3-year-old from small town Troy, Montana. And on June 5th, 2023, this is how he looked when he was found. On that day, a family that was visiting their remote cabin in the middle of the wilderness heard the sounds of a little boy crying out from behind a shed. When they went behind the shed, they discovered young 3-year-old Riker. He was all alone, he was terrified, and they didn't know how he had gotten there. So they called the police, they located his family, and they figured out that he'd been missing for 2 nights. So apparently on the day that he went missing, Riker had been outside playing with his dog, and he decided to go on a walk by himself. Now, according to some reports, his family actually noticed that he had been missing but waited for 2 hours to actually report it to the police. And in that time, Riker traveled a very long distance. Now, just take a look at this little map. This is where Riker was at the beginning of this ordeal, and this is where he was found 2 days later. I think it's absolutely wild that a 3-year-old could actually walk that far in 2 days, let alone completely by themselves in an area that, according to locals, is heavily populated with bears and mountain lions. Now, during the time while Riker was missing, there were massive thunderstorms that were pummeling the area. Water was pouring down from above. And at night, the temperatures dropped into the 40s. So these were absolutely insane weather conditions. And even some adults wouldn't be able to survive this ordeal. So there are still so many questions that remain in my head about this case, like how he made his way all the way down from that point to that point, how he survived the elements. But at the end of the day, I'm just so happy that he was found and located and brought home safely.
But what they're not telling you is, I think Riker, I'm trying to remember, Riker Webb. Hold on 1 second. I'll tell you in 1 second. Because, oh, please don't give me a copyright. Please don't give me a copyright. Okay, Riker Webb. I think he slept in a lawnmower bag, if I'm correct. Missing child named Riker Webb. I think it's 2 days. I'll let you know in just a second. It was June 3rd, 2022. 3-year-old Riker Webb vanished from his family's yard near Bull Lake, South Troy, Montana. He had been playing with the family dog when his father briefly stepped inside. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office received a report 4:53 p.m. There was poor weather conditions, including rain, low visibility, dogs, all that stuff. They discovered him 2 days later. And they heard a voice coming from a shed inside and found Riker cold, hungry, and thirsty, but otherwise in good spirits. Yeah. He had taken shelter in a lawnmower bag. Yeah. I think it's different. In my opinion. Now, it's possible. Let me see if I got this. Riker Webb. Let me see something here. Sorry, guys. This got me down a rabbit hole now. See if there's... Yeah, he was missing 2 days. But this is the thing. They found him. And that's the main thing. They found him 2 days later, which is fairly common, right? Fairly common. All right, so let's get to it. if, like I said, if anyone has that where the mom allegedly said, because that was being reported a few days ago as well, that mom was allegedly saying that the boots were Jack's. And so I don't know if it's kind of like being recycled again, or it may have happened, but I have not been able to confirm that. So I'm not going to say that as of, as of now. Lilly and Jack Sullivan faced quote unbelievable conditions amid search review. So the missing children, Lilly and Jack Sullivan, and the people searching for them are facing, listen to this, quote, unbelievable conditions, end quote, according to the Nova Scotia Ground Search and Rescue Association. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, told the public that they are assessing and reviewing their search from the weekend of May 17th and May 18th in order to plan future steps, right? It's very interesting to me. It's very common. We've spoken about this, how many times they will always go back. They'll quit searching for a few days, build a plan, and go back. Sometimes months. And, go back. When the weather's changed, the season's changed, or whatever. Now, oh, thank you so much, Annabelle. Thank you so much, darling. Really do appreciate you. Good to see you. Thank you, love. Good to see you, Annabelle, honey. Hope you are well. I think it sometimes, not Annabelle, sorry, D. Sometimes if I'm on my phone specifically and I go into a chat room, I'll just see nothing, and I'll hear them, but so sometimes you have to go back out and come back in. I don't know why, and it does that in spurts with YouTube. I don't understand it, but it does happen. Okay, so this is what they're saying, which I find very, very interesting. That Lily 6 and Jack 4 went missing from their Nova Scotia home on May 2nd and are believed to have wandered into heavily wooded area surrounding their home. The word believed is always interesting when they say believed. Sherry, how do I pronounce her last name? Sherry Vinod, president of the Nova Scotia GSRA, told Newsweek that this area is, listen, quote, almost impassable, end quote. Again, quote, almost impassable, end quote, meaning you can't get anywhere. It's hard to get anywhere due to fallen trees from Hurricane Fiona in 2022. So the question is, if it's almost impassable for people that are professional searchers, how is a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old going to get far? How are they going to get far? Much less, the one that may just have just a diaper on. Right? Pretty much, Sasha. Pretty much. Pretty much. Rainbow says some areas literally drop off 20 feet down, and you need to scale the drop off if you don't fall. Yeah. From 2022, there would have been a lot of rotting trees down within 2.5 years. Oh, I mean, if you look outside their home, Jack and Lily's home, you see trees laying to the side, even at the side of their yard from where like they've blown down. Right. So again, they say it's, quote, almost impassable, end quote, due to fallen trees from Hurricane Fiona 2022. The Nova Scotia GSRA has been assisting the RCMP alongside more than 115 people in the search for the missing children. The search started as a wide search of the area, but was narrowed down on May 7th. Despite more localized focus, the children have still not been found. One search manager, Amy Hansen, said she did not anticipate the RCMP would continue their search on Monday, May 19th, yesterday. It is unclear at the time whether a search party went out on the 19th. If one did, the RCMP has not publicized it. So Lilly and Jack Sullivan map shows every update in search for missing kids. According to the police descriptions, Lily has shoulder-length, light brown hair with bangs. She might be wearing a pink sweater, pink pant, and pink boots. Jack has blondish hair. He was last seen wearing blue dinosaur boots, but no other clothing description is available, even though Daniel did say he might have on brown pants as well. They both attended Salt Spring Elementary. That was last seen on April 29th. They did not have school on April 30th, and they were home sick on May 1st and 2nd, which is the second is the day they disappeared. They live on Gairloch Road in Nova Scotia, a rural wooded area. Quote, it is all deadfalls. This is a quote. It is all deadfalls and trees on top of one another, meaning searchers are either having to climb over or crawl under them, end quote, explained Vernote. Also said that it is currently the height of the Nova Scotia tick season. For God's sakes, let me give a public announcement right now. Just right now. If you live, I don't know in Canada, but I would say Canada too, but especially anywhere in the United States, but especially in the mid-Atlantic to Northeast, please wear tick repellent, and wear, if you are going in the woods, wear long sleeve pants and shirts. Lyme's disease changed my life. It changed my life. I've never been the same since. Please, for the love of God, please, I'm telling you, you don't want it. You don't want it. My coworker was out searching with SAR on Sunday, and he said one searcher on his team picked 45 ticks off of him. Oh my God. RCMP may be looking into waterways and down roads, etc. Not sure. I just know what the area they said. We're going to get a lot deeper into this today. We're going to cover this, but my boys have limes too. It's awful. If you get a good dose of limes, you have residual effects for the rest of your life in a lot of cases. It changed my life. Completely changed my life. So they said it's deadfalls and treetops on one another, meaning searchers are either having to climb over or crawl under them. Ticks can carry infectious diseases, including Lyme disease, HGA, and Powassan virus. I've never heard of that. Lyme's disease contact is the highest risk faced from a tick bite. It can result in a rash, fever, muscle pain, a hell of a lot more than that. And if left untreated, can cause facial paralysis. Yep. And nervous system disorders. Yep. The team is looking into clues via prints, clothing, and any indication that objects carried by the missing children. You would think that absolutely by now, if those kids were out there, they would have found something. They would have found a backpack, a shoe, clothing, diapers, a diaper, something. Sorry, Brenda. It's really bad. It's really bad. What people are saying, quote, this search has taken a toll on searchers, both physically and emotionally, and we're all hoping for a resolution, end quote. In the press release, they say, quote, we extend our sincere appreciation to the search and rescue volunteers who have selflessly given over 10,000 hours of their time since the searches began. Their tireless commitment in truly grueling conditions is appreciated by both the RCMP and the greater community. Not only that, let's give the searchers and all of them a run. The RCMP latest search efforts are being reviewed and assist for future planning. Okay. So there's that. Now, let's get into some scenarios. My grandson had Lyme's. It's bad. Some people get over it perfectly fine. Some people aren't treated for a long time. Their doctor isn't worth the crap. I'm right there with you with Lyme's. Everything changed. I'm sorry, Maria. I'm really sorry, honey. It sucks. It sucks. I still twitch in random parts of my body. Almost every second of every day, constantly, something is twitching. It's insane. But thank God in heaven, I'm not where I used to be. Thank God, not where I used to be. It has gotten a billion times better, but it changes your life. I understand that they have to investigate the potential suspects and search their properties. It's essential. Oh, absolutely. All right. So, thankfully, the Cleveland Clinic got me as straightened up as I could, possibly be. But it took literally a spinal tap to figure it out. All right, scenario. These are my opinions. What are all the scenarios that we can think in our mind, whether it's likely or unlikely, that could have happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan? Now, I want to be very clear in this. This is my opinion, and my opinion alone. Do not consider this a fact by any stretch. I'm just telling you my opinion on all the scenarios, okay? I don't mind speculation as long as you know it's speculation. So if you're absolutely welcome to give your opinion, but just please write in my opinion or allegedly or reportedly, something to that effect. Scenarios. What are the scenarios? Mom, she's not begging for the kids back. Yeah. It sure does. It sure does. And it sure can. There's a lot of chronic, especially, see, I can't think half the time either. I can just get, some days are way better than others, but there's a lot of autoimmune diseases because of environmental factors now. All right, scenarios. They wandered off, right? Which is the reported what happened, right? And so if we believe mom and stepdad, they wandered off. That's the official version told by the parents. The kids quietly got through the sliding glass door. They were last heard playing, according to mom and stepdad, at least in a variety of their stories. The stepfather drove around local roads before calling 911. Mima, I believe they did, yes, from what I understand. Are we behaving? You mean, are you behaving, madam? Good to see you, Ginger. All right. So this is what they say. This is what mom and stepdad says. Why this doesn't hold water, in my opinion. Again, my opinion. Number one, 0 dog scent trail. No scent trail whatsoever. Not even one indication the kids left home, right? And that's the problem in a lot of these suspicious cases, by at least in the court of public opinion. There's not even one indication that they left the home, right? You know, missing is just that, right? How someone went missing is a whole nother story. No dog trail. No clothes. No boots. No physical trace. It's nearly impossible with 2 small children in that kind of environment. So the mom must have been breastfeeding because they didn't mention getting up to make a bottle. Of course, they wouldn't feed the baby an old bottle of milk, right? Don't know. Don't know. And this is what's the changing stories. That's one thing. Absolutely, Tugs. But 2-hour delay in calling 911 is statistically a red big flag. Big one. Right? Very big. Why? Well, it's statistically a red flag because you waited 2 hours. The moment you don't know where your children is the moment you should be picking up the phone and saying, help, 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 right? But you got to remember what Daniel said he alleged he did. And that was go up a bunch of dirt roads for 2 hours? No. Nope. I can't get with it, y'all. I can't get with it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Bro, good to see you. If something happened while mom was sleeping, he could have put the kids, boots, etc., in his car, woke her up, and said he was going to drive and look. Let me read that again. If something happened while mom was sleeping, he could have put the kids, boots, etc., in his car, woke her up, and said he was going to drive and look. Yes, but there's a problem with that, in my opinion. My sound is coming in and out. Echo, echo. Is that better? Is that better? Sound fine here? Okay. All right. I'll tell you something. Sounds fine. Okay. Okay. Just making sure. All right. So think about this, broke. I think that's a problem, though. And I'll tell you why, in my opinion. Because she said they saw Lily come in the room and heard them playing 20 minutes before they allegedly disappeared. You get me? Get what I'm saying? Because if mom says, Lily kept poking her head in or came in the room a few times, they told her, go play in the other room. Mom says she heard them playing in the other room. Then how can he do something just himself? Get what I mean, broke? So I don't see what, and almost from the beginning, I've said these kids either walked out on their own and they're just not found, which I don't think is really possible at this point, or, in my opinion, both of them have to know. Or both of them have to know, in my opinion. The only case I can think of where 2 kids went missing was at the same time is the West boys. Missing. Let's see here. Let me look here. Where 2 have went missing at the same time. Foul play. Caregiver. All right, so let me look at these. I think it's very possible that they went missing after school Tuesday. We're going to get to that. Hold on tight. Or Wednesday or Thursday, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think their story is BS, in my opinion. I think, well, you got Tylee, Ryan, and JJ. They went missing at the same time, right? Technically. Let me see. Is Aisha Degree? No. No, she didn't go. That's a different case. Susan Smith, her 3 kids. Yates' children, 5 of them were unalived. 5 of them. Trying to think. There was a Tuckett case. I think Chris Watts' case. Yes. There's a Tuckett case. I can't remember their name. Is in Florida. Long time ago. They went missing. Melinda Tuckett. Melinda and Tristan or Treason Tuckett. If anyone remembers that one. Yeah, Orson boys. Yeah. Does Daniel's brother have a criminal background? Allegedly, yes. There was a man from Nantucket. Oh my God, Ginger. All right. So 2-hour delay. The 911, or 2 hours not calling 911. He goes out and searches in random roads and culverts. Cadaver dogs have picked nothing up in the trail, the woods, or the property. So either, in my opinion, they never left the house, or they were removed by a vehicle before the call went out, in my opinion. Scenario number 2. Accidental death and or cover-up. Right? Meaning something happened in the house, accident, injury, even an illness. Very, very unlikely the last 2, in my opinion, either injury or illness, but you got to put that in there. Instead of calling for help, the adults panicked and covered it up. Hey Tara, good to see you, love. Maybe the real father came back and took them. It's me, Laura. And I don't personally, I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. I don't think it happened in this case, in my opinion. I don't think that father, the bio father, wanted much to do with the kids, from what I understand. But perhaps, you never know. You never ever know. They told kids to be quiet, then said they got worried because they couldn't hear them. That's what, yes, Mary, exactly. That's what I was saying the other day. You told the kids to be quiet, and once they were allegedly quiet, you said, do you hear the kids? And they both jumped up. You're not going to both jump up, right? You're putting up both. I messaged you screenshots of a lady saying she saw the kids, of course, in my opinion. Oh my God. I'm telling you. The sad thing, I mean, the good thing is about, you know, television and social media and all that is it brings out a lot of people. The bad thing is it brings out some crackpots as well. Just straight out crackpots who just say the most unbelievable things. You know, if you see the kids, call 911 immediately and get a description of who they're with or where they're at or their license plate. Don't post it on social media if that really did happen, which I don't see it happening in my opinion. But if you did, call the RCMP, not Facebook. So the accident cover-up theory. Something happened in the house. accident, injury, or even illness. Instead of calling for help, they panicked and covered it up, right? For instance, if there was rugs in the house and the kids touched it, consumed it, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And, you know, if the kids are found with, you know, if they wake up the next morning and, you know, they realize that they left something out or they got into something, they panic. They panic because they don't know. They know their life is over at that point, right? The second child, or remember, if there was, let's say there was, you know, something that happened to one of the kids, right? And this does happen. I don't know if it happened in this case, in my opinion, but we're looking at all the scenarios that I can think of that would be reasonable. Hey, Dirty Diana, good to see you, honey. Hello, Winning Bigly, good to see you. Faye, Mohawk, Jordy, and good to see you. The second, so in my opinion, if this scenario happened, I think something would have had to happen to the younger child, and the older 6-year-old would, you know, may know what happened and could have possibly told on said parents, right? It can happen. It can happen. Kids are honest. All right. Now, my supporting argument, my supporting opinions, rather, on this is no one saw the kids after Tuesday, which we're going to get into the 48 hours. No one saw the kids after Tuesday. What? Like, do they not take the kids anywhere at all? Did nobody, I mean, did they just stay in their home, you know, Wednesday, Thursday? Is that what they, like, nobody saw them at all? Not on a, you know, not even on a video call, in a picture. Do they have a picture of Lilly and Jack Tuesday evening, Wednesday, Thursday? From what allegedly, they don't have any proof from Tuesday to Friday, allegedly. Sick day excuses strategically pulled them from school. Contradictory stories. Brown pants, maybe. Sliding door heard, or is it silent? You heard the sliding glass door going in, you know, opening and closing. Daniel, mom says it's silent, right? You heard Jack in the kitchen. Mom says she heard them playing in another room. He says he heard Jack in the kitchen, her playing in another room. hint at a narrative being workshopped, being glued together, right? The mother's emotional response. We just had a tornado in Clarksville. Oh my God, girl mom, is everyone okay? JD, not many pictures in my opinion. Yeah. That's my late excuse. It's not gonna work. No, girl mom. No, listen. We are portable. And if you are in your tornado shelter, you take us with you. Listen, who needs an emergency radio when you have Clutch them pearls, mother chicken? That's right. You hunker down, we hunker down with you. Right? Just hear me. That's where Seth lives, right? Yes. It is. It is. I am portable. Thank you, Maxine. Thank you. Thank you, Tara. Would they use the cough to help in disposing of kids because they couldn't breathe? Perhaps. Perhaps. The pearls will keep you safe. Yes. Yes. Yes, we will. All right. What did you think? Write in chat what you thought, just your opinion alone. Don't care don't go with the flow, what the chat says or anything. Go with how your opinion is on the mother's interview, her demeanor. Did you think she was flat, cold, really upset, scared? Use any of them. Hey, Justin, mod chat, just finishing yard work. Yard work, always late. Yard work. Yard work. Yard work. We are portable. Always late, we're portable. Rehearsed, sus, detached, cold, flat effect, hiding information, robotic and detached. Flat, numb. Gotcha. Okay. So the mother's response may indicate shock, masking, or detachment. It may be her normal, upset self. Everyone does act differently to a degree when there is trauma or frightened or whatever. But there is a base of what is, I don't want to say socially what's the word I'm looking for? That's, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. There is a majority of what is I can't think of the name. I don't know what I'm looking for. Typical, atypical. Thank you, Al Kennedy. That'll work. Right. I can't remember what I was going to say, but that's there is, yeah. It's right here. It's right here. I just can't get it out. Disconnect with reality. Perhaps. Please pray for my daughter in the path of a tornado. Absolutely, Wendy. Pray for everyone in the path of the tornado. In any tornado. Whether it's the tornado of life or the physical tornado. Prayers, my dear. Thank you. If I was told to leave the property by my mother-in-law or CPS, I would have pitched a tent at the bottom of the driveway. You couldn't get me out of there with a nuclear weapon. It's now talking about atypical. It's not typical for a parent to not advocate for their missing children, right? Your children are everything to you. Everything. Right? And so nobody can advocate for your children like the parent. Nobody knows the children like the parent. And when that is not occurring, the question is why. Most of us thankfully have never been in that position, right? But I've talked to a lot of people over my time here, and I've asked them, what it's like to the best degree that they can explain it. And I hear particularly moms tell me this. The mother lion or the dad lion, when somebody tries, like somebody's tries to do something to your kid or does something to your kid, like, it can be anything in life. It's that massive energy, right? Like, gotta get on this. And that's what, in my opinion, you would expect, right? You don't have time to just wilt, right? Especially in the beginning days. Especially the first few days. The first, or how long, whatever the situation is. Why, Green Eyes? Why do you say that? There's no break in. There's no break-in at this home. And there's no abduction evidence at all that we're aware of, at all. And the children were last seen by the parents or guardian, stepdad. And we know statistically, whenever that happens, it's generally the last person you're with. Chris Watts was almost believable too. at first until police were searching his house, wearing body cams, and picked up his nervousness. To me, I never thought Chris Watts was believable. To me, he reeked of lying. I don't think he's a good liar at all. His physical, not even his language, you know, this was Chris Watts, you know, very bad liar, which, again, it's hard to lie whenever you have to make up something that has never happened, right? You're telling someone a lie. You're making something up that's never happened. Something that has happened, that you've lived through, that you've been through, that you understand. You can say it like that. And it doesn't change. It doesn't change at all. Scenario number 3, in my opinion. Planned removal or handover theory. Going through all of these theories that could be possible. That case haunted me. Oh, Ash, I'm telling you. That case, I can never get that out of my head. Ever. Kids were intentionally, in this theory or scenario, removed from the home. Either to another relative or a person they trusted. Possibly part custody conflict. I doubt it. Financial stress. Possibly. Even online influence could be possible. It's happened before. But I don't see it likely. Now, I forgot my point here. 1 second. Online private messages yet not recovered, but these scenarios usually. Okay. But this is why I believe it didn't most likely happen, in my opinion. Because mainly with, you know, social media, phones, and stuff like that, online private messages, there would have been some form of communication, right? It leaves out digital footprint, text message, burner phones. I think I got my slide wrong here. Let's go to scenario number 4. Third party abduction, hypothetical, right? Third party abduction. Someone came in and took the kids while the parents was asleep. Again, I don't personally think this happened, in my opinion. These are all the possible scenarios, though. Someone outside of family, friends, unknown, or I guess could be known as well. But RCMP says there's no sign of that whatsoever at all that they're aware. But why it falls apart? There's no forced entry, no vehicle seen, no noise, no evidence left behind. In the country, outside abductors would have had to have known the house, the layout, and the timing. I mean, when you have an 18-month-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 2 adults living in a 500 square foot little trailer, it's highly, highly unlikely that someone's not going to hear that, see that, or whatever, right? Now, it's literally mission impossible. Like someone's going to hear it. Unless the parents are withholding the truth, this scenario is the least likely based upon all the current facts. Critical questions that still need answers. Right? What were the kids last seen wearing? Perhaps they were wearing this. What do you mean perhaps they were wearing this? You put them to bed. Is that, I mean, did Lily go to bed with pink pants and a pink shirt and all of that? Is that what she went to bed in? Dude, I mean, was she ever seen wearing that outfit in any other scenario? Any of the clothes missing? What was the exact 911 call time? I think it was about 9:50, but we're talking 2 hours. What was said during that 911 call? 2 hours suggest panic, guilt, or cover up, in my opinion. If kids are in school, being quiet should be normal, not them assuming the kids are gone before leaving the bed. Yeah. And the thing is, when, I say this every live, when did she decide that they were staying home Friday? You have to make that decision at some point. You either make that decision Thursday night before they go to bed, or you make that decision Friday morning, or you make that decision, you say, we'll check on you, in the morning, or see how the night goes. If you have a fever, you have a bad cough through the night, we'll assess it in the morning. Right? So you set your alarm clock for the same time you do every day, and you check on her. She didn't get up to make a decision. Doesn't seem like it. I wish we knew if a party occurred. I do too. Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Someone said there's a new interview of Danny Justin. Really? Hold on, let me check. Oh. One second, let me check. Let's check. Daniel Martell. Lily. Where's this interview specifically from? Too much about the party. Too much to do about the party. What time does Daniel have to work? Good question, because he's supposed to work on Fridays. EMF. Oh my God. EMF to the office, please. You're being paged. EMF to the office, please. You are being paged. We need a late slip for EMF. EMF, mother chickens. You are late. Global news. Thank you. Let's go. Here we go. Lily Jack Sullivan. Video. Do they have a... I'm looking, but I don't see it. If someone has it, please send it to me. Let's see here. Global News. Lilly and Jack Sullivan. Let's see here. Um, 1920 new search for missing, and it will be carefully reviewed. RCMP. Nope, that's not it either. Are you talking about this? Are you talking about this interview? Hold on. Y'all are saying different things.
A renewed search for two young siblings who vanished without a trace more than 2 weeks ago. Today, teams were back near their rural home searching for the children. Here's a timeline of this case so far.
CTV.
6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home in Pictou County Friday, May 2nd. Nova Scotia search with more than 100 people involved on the ground and in the air. On day 6, the RCMP announced the search for the missing kids was being scaled back. While most crews left the area, dive teams...
Hold on. Here we go. I got it. Got it.
Efforts resumed over the weekend. It's been more than 2 weeks since 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan were reported missing. Despite scaling back, ground and air search efforts resumed over the weekend. CTV's Emma Convey has more on what could be next in this investigation.
Countless orange and pink ribbons marking grounds covered in the search for 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan. The siblings have been missing from their Pictou County home since May 2nd. This weekend, searchers were back looking for some sign of the children, covering more ground and focusing on Gairloch Road near their home.
There was a fewer the higher probability areas around waterways and stuff like that we put teams back in around.
RCMP scaled back the search on May 7th and declined an interview today, but say they will review and assess this weekend's efforts to determine next steps.
Any investigation like this, they're going to start closest to the children and work their way out. From the physical search perspective and from the investigation, who had access to those children.
Saturday, around 100 search and rescue volunteers went over several square kilometers. And Sunday, more joined, about 115. Now the conditions are swampy terrain, dense forests, lots of bugs, and rain.
Come back in with fresh people and cover more areas because we haven't resolved the situation yet. We just want to find these children and bring them home.
For the family,
pure exhaustion at this point. I mean, sadness just turns to anger because there's no answers. And I mean, I don't know.
I got another interview coming too, brand new, just came out.
They have to determine their next steps based on tips and investigative leads. But investigatively, you know, if those kids are not in that bush, then what happened to them?
Martel has the same question and wants all resources exhausted.
Bring cadaver dogs. They search for anything they can find. I want as much as they can do.
Today, Premier Tim Houston commented on the search that has gripped the province.
This is a devastating two young children missing. It's hard on the entire community, and certainly nationally it's getting a lot of exposure.
Search and rescue will only return to the area at the request of the RCMP. Emma Convey, CTV News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
Okay, that's a new one. We'll come back to that in just a minute. But there is a brand new one out as well, and it's longer. Who's ready for this? CTV, your morning. credit goes to CTV. The link will be provided in the description. Okay, full credit, CTV News. And I will provide that in chat for you as well. Here we go. Oops, crap. What'd I do? There we go. All right, here we go. CTV News.
Two missing children in Nova Scotia is now in its third week.
Nova
Scotia RCMP say they are determining their next steps after another ground and air search for 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan took place over the weekend. The siblings went missing from their Lansdowne Station home May 2nd, and police say they have found zero trace of what happened to these two children. For more on where the investigation stands this morning, we're joined from Midland, Ontario by Chris Lewis, CTV public safety analyst and former OPP commissioner. Good morning.
Good morning.
We'll remember the press conference where the police called off a portion of their search for Lilly and Jack on Sunday evening. What could that indicate where this investigation stands as of today?
Well, when they made that call to downscale the search, at that point they made statements that they didn't believe the children would still be alive, which was somewhat concerning because it hadn't been that long at that point. Of course, it has gone much longer now. They are continuing some searching, but it appears that they're weighing more heavily on the investigative side of this, which of course they're not going to really talk about, given the trying to protect the integrity of that investigation. But they seem to be focusing more on that than actually trying to recover the children, which of course I'm sure they still will, because regardless of whether they're alive or dead at this point, it's awful to even say that, they certainly do want to recover the remains of the kids.
You know, people are going back over this timeline, you know, as our police as part of their investigation. Lilly and Jack were first reported missing May the 2nd, and then a nonstop multi-agency search began on the very same day. Then on May 7th, police scaled back that investigation and added that the chances of the children being alive, as you just mentioned, were very low. Then after that, May 17th and 18th, there's this renewed ground and air search of Lansdowne Station. That didn't find any evidence. Tell us what that means about the scope of this investigation. Is it narrowing in on something?
I agree. Daniel grew up around there, didn't he? Isn't that where he's from? That's where he's from, right? He's going, if there is any sort of foul play by anyone, they're going to go somewhere that they know and that is comfortable generally. The beat door and it doesn't make a sound. Rhonda says, yeah. That's his childhood home. There we go. He grew up in the trailer herd. Okay.
I think what it means really is that there's...
I don't understand why his mom and brother live in the RV, that little RV.
RCMP know more about this than we do, which is totally understandable. The RCMP are good at this sort of thing. I mean, they've been conducting...
So if he grew up there, he knows, and he's a fisherman, he knows exactly all around there.
Huge searches and conducting major investigations for a long, long time. So we have to rely on them and the fact that they know what they're doing. They're led by their investigation. I'm sure they're following evidence and deciding where to go and what to do based on that, as well as tips and other things that they're receiving. But, you know, the speculation in the community and on social media is just crazy, you know, pointing fingers at all sorts of people, which may have had nothing to do with this. So we really have to let their...
Arthur, I just saw this, honey. I apologize. I am so sorry. Of course. Yeah. Send them all. Send them all. Come on down. Absolutely. Thank you.
if he continued doing what they do well.
Chris, I want to ask you about that because people watching this morning have probably read some of those social media posts. And you're right. They, in an information vacuum, I have learned that people begin to fill it in with their own detective work and their own sleuthing and trying to put together clues on their own. What kind of a challenge does that kind of attention bring to a case like this?
Well, it certainly brings attention to it, and bringing attention to it at times isn't a bad thing because it may generate some tips from the public. But, it's really a lot of pushing the RCMP into a corner in terms of trying to get them to say X or Y about who they suspect or what they suspect. And that's not fair to them. They just need to be able to do what they do. Without that sort of pressure on them. At the same time, it's putting pressure on people because, folks are saying, well, when she said this, when he said that, they're pointing fingers and maybe towards very innocent people. So in fairness to them and the RCMP, that we just need to back off on that and let things happen.
One of the things, Chris, that comes up as well is the fact that if...
Hold on, I got to replay that. 1 second.
To get them to say generate really brings attention to it, and bringing attention to it at times isn't a bad thing because it may generate some tips from the public. But it's really a lot of pushing the RCMP into a corner in terms of trying to get them to say X or Y about who they suspect or what they suspect, and that's not fair to them.
I mean, I understand the RCMP not saying, if they suspect or who they suspect. But I think they've been overall fairly transparent, more transparent than they are like in Tennessee, for instance. The RCMP said from day one, we consider everyone suspects as well until they're not. And let's make it clear, they've not cleared anybody, right? They've not cleared anybody. And sometimes, in my opinion, they don't really need to say. I think it's by the court of public opinion. I think it's overwhelming that something isn't right here. Right? Yes, that as well, Trishy.
They just need to be able to do what they do without that sort of pressure on them. At the same time, it's putting pressure on people because, folks are saying, well, when she said this, when he said that, they're pointing fingers and maybe toward.
Well, because those things matter.
As very innocent people. So in fairness to them and the RCMP, that we just need to back off on that and let things happen.
One of the things, Chris, that comes up as well is the fact that if this story perhaps had happened in a bigger center, one of the major, Montreal, Calgary, Toronto, Vancouver, this would be a story that would be headlines every day. 2 young children disappeared without a trace, a massive investigation, yet it doesn't seem to have that kind of attention here in Canada. Is it because of the smaller community?
D. White, what are the odds that the RCMP messed up? They are getting criticism from... I know like a criminologist from the University of London, Canada, said, he's a criminologist, said that he believes that they wasted valuable time putting more resources, like all the resources in the search and not so much in the investigation. Now, I can't speak to that because I don't know. I mean, you also have to listen to what the parent says and go there if they say the child is in the woods, you have to check if the child is in the woods, right? Because if you're just investigating and that child really is in those children are really in those woods, that's not going to look good for the RCMP either, right? So I agree with the RCMP with that. Like, I think they had to go look in the woods, and I'm sure that they were still investigating. Maybe, not to where they should have been. I don't know, but they had to do what the parents said happened, and they have to eliminate that out. That we're going to look, but we're also going to be pulling up some data and everything else.
Community, like what would your insight to that be?
Well, I think it would be this because of the smaller community. As we know, the news cycle and the number of news outlets in a place like the greater area are just, so much bigger and more powerful than the smaller arm in the Eastern Canada. So that certainly is part of it. Down there, I know people in Nova Scotia that, they're very, very touched by this.
Yeah.
But a very small population there comparatively. So it doesn't seem to be receiving the same amount of interest, which is sad in many, many ways.
Lakeside lawyer to the office, please. You're being paged. Lakeside lawyer to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for Lakeside lawyer. I know. Are you okay, Lakeside? Is the storm's bad there, baby? Everything okay?
Ways in reality and others, I suppose.
Chris, what are you watching for in the next couple days?
Well, I'm waiting for the RCMP to make some sort of an announcement that they've either located the children or they've made an arrest. They're really looking at the who, what, where, when around all of this and following tips and leads, and I think
that's interesting. That's interesting right there. Waiting for the RCMP to say we've looked into all of this and find the kids or make an arrest. Do you guys think that they will find the kids soon? Do you think that they will make an arrest or more than one arrest, in your opinion? And see, I don't know about Canada. Do they prosecute, like, if someone is not found, do they prosecute? Because usually Canada, the punishment is not near as harsh as it is in the United States.
that big piece of that is a big machine that's happening without us seeing it, and that's the way it should be. But I think we'll hear something from them in the days to come.
Chris Lewis, CTV public safety analyst and former OPP commissioner. Always great to have your insights. Thank you.
No, they won't make an arrest based forensics off the clothing. Well, you got to have clothing first. You got to have something first, though.
You too. Good morning. Take care.
Yeah, you take care too.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube.
People watching this morning have probably read some of those social media posts, and you're right. They, you know, in an information vacuum, I have learned that people begin to fill it in with their own detective work and their own sleuthing and trying to put together clues on their own.
500. Come on, guys. Hit the like button. Come on. Hit the like. Please. Please and thank you. They don't seem to have enough evidence to arrest yet, so how can they prosecute? That's what I'm saying, Rainbow. I mean, maybe they do, though. Maybe they do have some stuff, and maybe they're just holding it close to the vest. We need a love button. It's called the like. You like it means you love it. Right? You can't prosecute with absolutely no evidence against anyone. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But, you know, I think a lot of people, when they think evidence, you're thinking physical evidence. It's not always physical. Right? It's not always physical. Right? Are you Justin? But why? What did Rainbow say? Are you Justin? But why not arrest them if they did? I don't know. Sometimes I think they are putting things together. Perhaps. I don't know. I honestly don't know if this one will be solved. I hope. But we'll have to see. Now, if Daniel, I said this yesterday, if Daniel was out for 2 hours, right? His phone should have been with him and his phone should have been on. And I can tell you, within 2 hours, he's going to get some sort of cell phone ping somewhere within that 2 hours. He'll get something. Right? So I would be curious to know whether that phone was off during the time of the 2 hour search, because it shouldn't be. Or if he left it at home, because it shouldn't be. Right? He was Rainbow. Yep. He was. Yep. He was allegedly interrogated a couple times.
What kind of a challenge does that kind of attention bring to a case like this?
Well, it certainly brings attention to it, and bringing attention to it at times isn't a bad thing because it may generate some tips from the public. But, you know, it's really a lot of pushing the RCMP into a corner in terms of trying to get them to say X or Y about who they suspect or what they suspect. And that's not fair to them. They just need to be able to do what they do without that sort of pressure on them. At the same time, it's putting pressure on people because, you know, folks are saying, well, when she said this, when he said that, you know, they're pointing fingers and maybe towards very innocent people. So in fairness to them and the RCMP, that we just need to back off on that and let things happen.
Okay, so let's go back to what Daniel said just a minute ago. What did he say in this? Give me 2 seconds and let's find Daniel. Wait, not that one. Not that one, darling. This one. Right? Okay, maybe that was it. Let's see what he says here.
Martel has the same question.
What happened to them?
Martel has the same question and wants all resources exhausted.
Bring cadaver dogs. They search for anything they can find.
What's not true, Lisa, honey?
I want as much as they can do.
Today, Premier Tim Houston commented on the search that has gripped the province.
This is a devastating two young children missing. It's hard on the entire community, and certainly nationally, it's getting a lot of exposure.
Search and rescue will only return to the area at the request of the RCMP. Emma Convey, CTV News, Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia.
So he wants all of it. So he's just saying he wants it all exhausted. Finally made it here. Hello, Miss Melissa. It's really bad in Kentucky right now and Tennessee. I hope everyone is okay. there. I get sick feeling when I hear Daniel talk and Malia. Yeah. The cell phone service, I live in Newfoundland. We have the same cell phone service. We can drive for an hour and not get any signal. I mean, there is a couple cell phone towers there, and they should be able to get something within that 2 hours, I would think. If you went all up and down those roads, I would think. Maybe not, but yeah, I know people are. There's so much stuff being sent right now. I'm trying to get to it all, actually. Okay. So, second search. What is this? Okay, this is today as well. Okay. All right. Some of you guys have sent the same thing. Slow for a second. What is this? Okay, gotcha. All right, moving on here. Let me show you this, y'all. What is it? It's crazy. This is crazy that all this is happening. All right, let's go to Deception Detective. We'll go to Deception Detective, and then we'll do something else here. I'll show you. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. Credit goes to DD, Deception Detective, Mr. DD. Thank you, Rainbow. Appreciate you, love. It's very kind of you. My friend and yours, Deception Detective. Here we go. Let's get it started.
Desperate search begins.
I'd do anything to get that time back. Anything.
But soon, suspicion turns to the grieving family.
There were pieces in her story that I'd be a little concerned about.
Did you have anything to do with the disappearance?
I've been talking to the father.
Here is Avery Haynes.
Tonight, a 1-hour special into the disappearance in Nova Scotia, how the mystery has fractured a family, divided a community, and raised some serious questions about the way the case was investigated.
That intro could have been about missing Nova Scotian children Lilly and Jack Sullivan, whose case I've been analyzing since they disappeared not too long ago. But it actually isn't. It's about an eerily similar Nova Scotian case. So in today's video, let's watch this documentary together to see what lessons we can learn to improve our analysis of Lilly and Jack. I'm Deception Detective, an attorney trained in statement analysis. This channel exposes lies and manipulation. So if that's your thing, hit subscribe. For exclusives, early access, and other cool perks, consider becoming a channel member. Link in description. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're at least casually familiar with the disappearance of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, but you might not be familiar with the case we're about to compare it to, Dylan Ayler. And if that's the case, don't worry, because I'm not familiar with it either. The only
I've been speaking with Dylan's dad. Listen, Dylan's family, Dylan's mom and dad, they were harassed horribly, and they had nothing to do with the disappearance of their son at all. Grandma was with Dylan, and they were still harassed. And Dylan's father still is looking for him. You want to see broken parents look at them. They're broken.
The reason I know the name is because so many of my subscribers have commented just how eerily similar the two cases are. I haven't even watched past the teaser of the documentary we're going to break down in this video because I wanted to compare and contrast the two cases in real time with all of you. So without further ado, let's listen.
A child vanishes and a desperate search begins.
I'd do anything to get that time back. Anything.
We didn't expect people to reach out like they have been.
But soon, suspicion turns to the grieving family.
It felt as if like everybody just, turned on me.
There were pieces in her story that I'd be a little concerned about.
Did you have anything to do with the disappearance of your son?
Look at this mother. This is Dylan's mom. Right.
Here is Avery Haynes.
Welcome to W5. If you've ever lost sight of your child, even for just a fraction of a second, you know the terror that sets in. Now imagine living with that feeling for a year and a half. Tonight, a 1-hour special into the disappearance of a 3-year-old boy in Truro, Nova Scotia. How the mystery has fractured a family, divided a community, and raised some serious questions about the way the case was investigated.
Before we get too deep into this, yes, I
was going to play this the other day.
Did cut out some context and some words from that intro for the intro to my video, just to illustrate that the broad strokes of these two cases are virtually the same. We have children who are roughly the same age going missing from roughly the same part of Canada on roughly the exact same day of year. Lilly and Jack were reported missing on May 2nd, 2025. Dylan was reported missing on May 6th, 2020. The disappearances were immediately followed up with massive search efforts that yielded very little evidence about where the kid might be.
Jason, yes, Jason does still search. I spoke to him 3 days ago probably and was talking to him. YouTuber, I don't know.
I think in Dylan's case, they actually found some small boots. And not long after the failed search, the general public started to suspect the parents. At least that's what I gather. And I know that's what's going on in the Lilly and Jack case. Except in the Lilly and Jack case, I think that suspicion is warranted because I've actually analyzed the case myself. I've not analyzed this one. I don't know if the public was right or wrong yet.
It's the wide awake.
Canada and the UK has the best documentaries, hands down.
Nightmare of losing a child.
He said Dylan's missing. And I said, what?
And the whole world fell apart right there. I hit the ground, started crying.
So that is Dylan's mom and dad right there.
It's the anguish of not knowing.
So Dylan, grandma was watching Dylan. They took him to grandma's house and she went inside she didn't go inside. She went to chain her dog up, she said, for 10 seconds or something. And she said he was gone. And there is a river or a creek close by. I don't think he's in the creek, in my opinion.
We don't know if he was taken. We don't know if he drowned. We don't know if he's alive. We're stuck in limbo.
Ashley and Jason have been in that limbo since May 6th, 2020.
Tonight, still no sign of Dylan. The heartbreaking search for a missing 3-year-old boy.
How's everybody making out?
Pretty good, not bad.
The day of this search marks 16 excruciating.
That's dad searching for his son's remains right there. Think about that, y'all. If that is not heartbreaking, that is a father searching for his son's remains.
Months since 3-year-old Dylan Ehler vanished.
If you're happy and you know how to clap your hands. If you're happy and you know how to clap your hands.
Gone almost without a trace in Truro, Nova Scotia.
It feels like day one over and over and over. I just want him to come home.
Official search and rescue missions have long been abandoned.
There we go.
But since he's vanished, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, Dylan's dad, Jason, and a small group of volunteers have been desperately searching and hoping.
The only time I feel at peace is when I'm searching for him. If I can breathe.
Every time we've analyzed an innocent parent, what they always seem to have in common is if there's no evidence that their kid is dead, they don't give up searching. It doesn't matter.
Yes. Yes. Bingo, DD. Bingo. Can we get away?
No matter what the odds are, what the statistics say, what the experts say, they typically don't give up hope.
And this is the thing. Because, right, if you have ever experienced a very close death to you, and I pray you haven't, but eventually, it happens to us all if we live long enough. But if you've ever experienced a death with a very close person, it feels like you go in a dream state almost, and you don't even believe it for a minute. It's incomprehensible. Even though you know it's happening, it still feels unreal. So imagine you really don't know where your kid is or your loved one is. And so you're never going to stop looking, searching, digging. Right? Yes, Holly. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Ginger. You lose track of time, all that. But if you truly don't know, you've got to continue. And this is what Dylan's dad said. The only time he feels at peace is if he's searching or being proactive in his missing son's case, because that gives him something to do, and that makes him feel like, well, because every search you do, it's not just, you didn't find them today. Well, you're also eliminating places where they aren't, right? So every search that you do is a success in a way. Okay, you covered that ground today. They're not there. We can mark that out, right? So it gives him purpose and continually searching for his son.
Unless there's concrete proof that there's literally no hope left. So when I see Dylan's dad continuing to search for him over a year later, remember this documentary was made 3 years ago, it makes me think that he's probably innocent. And that distinction really comes into focus when you compare that to the stepfather of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who after only 24 or 48 hours said he'd already searched everywhere. That revealed an unusually low amount of hope that they would be found. Dylan's dad also used one particular word that I like to hear in missing person cases.
Casey, no, this was in 2020. This case was in 2020.
He didn't say he wants to bring Dylan hope. He said he wants Dylan to come home. In other words, he might not be picturing Dylan as a dead body that has to be brought home. He might still be holding out hope against hope that Dylan is still able to come home on his own.
Dylan's mother, Ashley, is living a life suspended in time.
When I walk through this house, I see signs of Dylan everywhere. His job chart, his photographs, his drawings.
It keeps him present here. It keeps him with us so that we can feel him. Sorry, that was a very emotional question.
Congratulations.
Everything does to have his stuff here and be surrounded by him.
No, Grandma has not been arrested, and Dylan has not been found to date.
Just here waiting for him to come home.
Can I ask about these presents in the corner?
So those are all Dylan's Christmas presents. Birthday presents. And my presents, because I won't open a present again until he's found. Dylan's.
They still buy Dylan presents, and his dad says he will not open his gifts until Dylan is found. Seth bought Sebastian presents for Christmas. It's very sad. Very sad. They're in pain, of a constant pain in limbo. Yes, and almost everyone I've spoken to throughout my time here in the true crime community that has, you know, like truly 100% had nothing to do with it. They say the worst part is not knowing, right? Because you are in a constant circle, right? This limbo of the unknown, and the unknown is what's terrifying, right? Because if you know, you want them to obviously be alive, but you don't know where they are, right? Not knowing where your kid is, even if deceased, right, is mind-boggling. But when you have a resolution to what happened, you can begin the actual, you know, grieving process. You know, I've heard parents say, you know, that adrenaline that you get when something first happens, like your heart sinks. They say it's constantly feels like that, or you can't catch your breath always, right? Yeah, Dylan's mother still does. Yeah. From what I understand, she still doesn't speak to her mother, which is the grandmother that Dylan was with when he went missing.
Still missing. There's no God. I've prayed so many times. There's just nothing.
Ashley and Jason have been praying for Dylan to come home since that day in May of 2020, when he was...
See that right there? Dylan all over their car. Remember Edgar and KK? They took the flyer down off their vehicle while they left and went to Mississippi. That's when they took their flyer down. Not Seth. Not Dylan's parents.
Praying for Dylan to come home since that day in May of 2020, when he was dropped off at his grandmother's home for a visit.
I gave him a hug and a kiss. I told him to be good. I loved him.
Dylan was at his grandmother's residence on Queen Street playing outside. His grandmother became briefly distracted and turned around for a moment. And when she turned back, Dylan was no longer in the yard.
So many what if.
This is grandma that says she lost sight of Dylan.
Woulda, shoulda, couldas. Like, and that'll probably be with me the rest of my life.
Dorothy Parsons is Ashley's mother, Dylan's grandma.
On that last day when you were with Dylan, what was he like?
He was a very happy little boy that day. Very happy.
The one rule of statement analysis that everyone seems to know is that you never talk about a missing person in the past tense. It's even a card in my deception deck, my 52 favorite rules for spotting lies and manipulation. And although it may have sounded like Dylan's mom was talking about him in past tense when she said, I loved him, or his grandma was talking about him in past tense when she said he was a happy little boy, they were both relaying things in the past. In other words, Dylan's mom was saying in full context, I told him I loved him. And his grandma...
Yep. Not in the present. They're talking about in the past when they were with him.
Grandma was saying he was a happy little boy that day, which is very different than saying I loved him or he was a happy little boy, because both of those.
Or he would have been 16 in December.
Those are speaking about Dylan as a person in the past tense and may reveal hidden knowledge, or at the very least a hidden belief that he's dead. Coincidentally, this is a rule that the stepfather of Lilly and Jack Sullivan violated not even 72 hours after they'd been reported missing.
Lily loves girly things, but she also loved doing everything with Jack, Boggs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
So does that mean that he killed them or he knows for a fact that they're dead? Of course not. But once again, it's another sign that he doesn't hold out hope that they're still alive, the way that innocent parents of missing children not even dead. Coincidentally, this is a rule that the stepfather of Lilly and Jack Sullivan violated not even 72 hours after they'd been reported missing.
Lily loves girly things, but she also loved doing everything with Jack, Boggs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
She loved everything. Not good.
Sister.
So does that mean that he killed them or he knows for a fact that they're dead? Of course not. But once again, it's another sign that he doesn't hold out hope that they're still alive, the way that innocent parents of missing children typically.
Right. And this is the thing. I want to point out a little something further on this. Daniel and mom, they're really pushing, in my opinion at least, the abduction theory, right? The abduction theory, which to me, they would have more of a chance being alive in that abduction than they would be out there in the woods 3 weeks later, right? Like if someone has them, I mean, they could have done something to them, but they could also be out there alive and well. And if they're pushing that, it seems, you would think that they would be holding on to more hope if that is the case, right? Because that's what you would expect. But that's not what we're seeing in that. So it's worrisome, in my opinion.
We do.
And I'll never forget that little smile. I'd do anything to get that time back. Anything.
This is the last place where Dylan was seen.
Can you walk me through what happened?
Dorothy, I'm going to say allegedly, the grandma had her boyfriend there at lunch, and he left. Maybe possibly took Dylan, in my opinion. I don't think, just my opinion, I don't think we're getting the entire story, allegedly, in my own opinion, from grandma.
The day Dylan disappeared?
I decided to bring him outside to play. So we come over to here, and I just kind of get the dog, and I got her chain. And then after I got her hooked up, I turned around, and he's nowhere.
I don't, that's not good enough for me, personally. Even her speech pattern, the way she is speaking, it doesn't ring as confident to what she is saying. Her behavior doesn't ring confident, in my opinion, and the story itself doesn't ring confident. If you will notice, just gone, that's what Candace said with Summer Moon Utah Wells. She was just gone. You know, KK, 3 minutes, you know, I searched the house, inside, outside, all of that. It's just gone. I just did this, just that, nothing else. That's not the way life works. That's not the way life works. Remember, a kid, you know, he was 3 years old. The average 4 to 6 year old is within 0.3 miles average. Never more than 1.2 miles total after gone for a significant period of time. You're not going to turn around and chain your dog and turn back around and your kid vanished. That's there, you had a lapse in your time or something, but it just doesn't work like that. He couldn't even be out of the yard. Do you know how little steps a 3-year-old takes? I mean, they move their legs quick and they can get places quick, but not outside to where vanished and has never been seen, heard of again. It's no. In my opinion, allegedly.
The police immediately focused on a brook behind her neighbor's backyard. Search and rescue crews battled high waters and raging currents before making a discovery that evening. Dylan's rubber boots.
Again, I believe this is some sort of, in my opinion, accident. Another accident. That something happened, total speculating theories that we have no idea, just opinions. But if there was another person in that house, right, like a boyfriend, she could have been cooking lunch for him, she could have been doing whatever with him, she could have been talking to him longer, not paying attention. And a lot can happen in just a few minutes, right? A big accident, a big accident that cannot be reversed can happen in just a couple minutes if you're not watching a 3-year-old, right? Especially if they're outside. But I don't believe you're in the same yard as him and he's standing right there next to you, and you turn around and put the dog on a leash, and then all of a sudden gone. Just doesn't ring true to me, in my opinion, at all. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button. Really would appreciate it.
One was found in the brook, in Leper Brook, probably closer to the property that the family owns. And then one was found further down the brook.
When the chief came in, he had a picture of boots on his phone. And when I seen them, I knew they were.
Hold on. Did she call an ambulance? Hold on. Did she call an ambulance? Justin the dog could have attacked, and yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is your grandchild, right? This is your daughter's child as well. Cat, it happens a lot, but it only happens when there is a negligent fatal mistake, right? Like I say, if a kid legitimately falls down, breaks their arm, gets a knot on their head, whatever, it happens to all kids, happens to all people, right? And I want to thank you for mentioning that, because Jason told me that the other day. Jason said those are not Daniel's boots. He told me that the other day. He sent me some paperwork because we're going to be covering this case soon. And he sent me some paperwork and all that. And he says those are not Daniel's boots. In my opinion, Dylan was never in the creek or the river there. Don't forget the poll, y'all. Yes, click that thumbs up. Do the poll. It's anonymous. And consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. Would appreciate it.
Or his, and
she's heartbroken.
And that was it. I started bawling and knew that they were Dylan's boots.
If I had a YouTube channel back in 2020 and I was analyzing this case, I'd probably bet that the parents are innocent if they were speaking back then the way they are now. But I would definitely be picking apart the words of the grandmother, who was A, the last person to see him alive, and B, seemed to have switched between past and present tense when she was telling that story about the final time she saw Dylan alive. Which doesn't necessarily mean that she did anything evil to him. It could simply be that she was neglectful and he wandered off while she shouldn't have been doing what she was doing. Or she's simply embarrassed that she let him out of her sight, and that led to her grandson disappearing forever. The same logic is why I'm so skeptical of Lilly and Jack's mother, Malia Brooks Murray, because she not only switched between past and present tense when she was talking about the last time she saw, or rather, even more bizarrely, the last time she didn't hear them, as well as many other red flags. I'll link my analysis over on the end screen, as well as my Lilly and Jack Sullivan playlist. We're about a fifth of the way through this documentary, so if you want me to continue analyzing it, let me know by liking, commenting, and sharing. Until next time, stay true.
Thank you to the big DD deception detective. Oh no, were they his boots? His father says no. From what I understand, she still does not speak to her mom. So, I don't know whether law enforcement said it was his boots or not. I don't know. All I can say is that is what he told me. That's what JD just said in chat. That's what reminded me of that as well. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the 48 hours. The 48 hours. If I can find it. Okay. Because this is very, very interesting. Damn, where'd it go? Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Did I take it off? Okay. Give me 2 seconds, y'all, so I can find this. I found this very interesting. If I can find it, man. Lord. Hold on. Mother makes more changes on Facebook. Lilly and Jack Sullivan. I've been struggling to comprehend the behavior of the mother of missing sibling Jack and Lily Sullivan. It seems that from the beginning, Malaya Brooks Murray was more concerned about distancing herself from her partner Daniel than she was about the disappearance of her children. She left the last place her kids were allegedly seen and blocked Daniel on social media. I like CBA News. From that, the public can see Daniel appears more concerned about talking about the kids and searching for them than their own mother. Malaya believes they were abducted, but has never publicly pleaded for their return. That is absolutely true, that I've seen at least. She says she was told by police not to talk to the media. I've just heard that Malaya reactivated her Facebook a second time, this time to remove all of the photos of her and Daniel together. Oh my god. Oh my god. This. What the hell is wrong with this bitch? Seriously. Single, ready to mingle, and you're deleted. Just in which case was it that the father didn't speak to the media at all and was not guilty of disappearance of his child? Don't know. I don't know. Repeat that. So reports are, I've just heard that Malaya reactivated her Facebook a second time, this time to remove all of the photos of her and Daniel together. Those on Facebook were sharing screenshots they took of her page before it was deleted. There were some beautiful family photos taken. Are you like 100% sure on that, M. Blanc? Like, that's crazy, y'all. Yeah, it was a couple days ago. That's just insane to me. That's just insanity to me. Okay. So, it's from CBA News. 48 hours. We will be looking at some, okay, shocking. The first thing we're going to look at this video is why people have suggested that something could have happened before Friday morning. In this article, someone who is an associate professor in the criminal justice department at the university says that it could be incredibly bad timing, but they can't prove that nothing happened to Jack and Lily for up to 48 hours before they were reported missing. and that stands out to her. Remember, I told you guys earlier that allegedly they don't have any proof of after Tuesday. Could be bad timing, may not be bad timing, but they don't have anything to prove allegedly that Jack and Lily were seen, photos taken at all from those days missing. Right? And I'm sure that they're going to look at her picture pattern, right? You have people that take pictures 1,000 times a day. You have people that maybe take a couple pictures a day. You have people that maybe take a picture a week or two, and they're going to check her pattern of her picture taking. Like if she's the type of person that takes pictures every single day of things in her house, herself, her kids, or whatever, and there's no pictures in there during those few days, that's going to be suspect, right? How can she show that the kids were with her, okay, safe, alive, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, right? Did they go anywhere? Anyone see them? Did anyone hear them over the phone? Was there any sort of video chat anywhere? Right? So that's interesting if you ask me. All right. Where was I? All right. Also, the police won't say if anyone had contact with or saw the kids in the days leading up to when they went missing. She reckons the police should start to consider whether a person played a part in the involvement of what happened to Jack and Lily. This is a criminologist from university there. This is something very strange because for there to be a long period of time before the kids went missing that isn't accounted for, it does raise everyone's suspicions. What do you think? 48 hours is a long time. It's hard to believe that we've been told the full truth. Next, experts are saying that they are convinced a vehicle was involved in the disappearance of the children in Nova Scotia. Jack and Lily Sullivan have now been missing 17 or 18 days, and experts are giving their opinions on the case. They're describing abnormalities that lack the evidence, that lack of trace, and they say this is not your usual missing persons case at all. They mention that when a person scent disappears near a road, near a road, in the way it has in this case, is often indicates a vehicle was involved. Apparently, the children's scent stopped at the main road, just past the yard of the home. The scent ended at the edge of the trail by the garden. So experts say that to them, this likely means a vehicle was involved. Experts also say that usually a child abductions case, the child is not specifically targeted. The location or time is. Exactly. It's usually a crime of opportunity, right? So whichever child happens to be there, right, it's highly unlikely that they would have time to grab two children of a crime of opportunity. They got to be, pretty well quick with it. Okay. Since the children lived in such a rural area, surrounded by dense woodland and very few people, experts are saying that the chances of a targeted abduction are extremely slim. It's extraordinary and not normal, according to them, and there are a lot of questions surrounding it. Authorities also seem absolutely certain that this is not an abduction case, which is strange. They won't even use the term broadly. They've said they are not ruling out suspicious activity, but they don't think this is an abduction. However, the parents strongly believe it is. The mother posted on Facebook that she believes the children were abducted and demanded an Amber Alert. The stepdad also previously mentioned the possibility of an abduction, and yet authorities are denying this entirely. Speaking to the vehicle theory and what the experts have said, it's honestly hard to believe two kids could just wander off into the thick woods, then vanish without a trace. Drones, helicopters, dogs, all of them found nothing. How could kids that young avoid all of that? They wouldn't be able to cover their tracks or hide. There would be a scent trail, broken branches, something, but there's just nothing. So because the scent stopped on the main road, experts believe a car must have been involved. But could it also mean that they never made it that far? Could the scent stopped to be a red herring? And I believe it is. I don't believe that scent out there, like next to the road, I don't believe in this case they walked to the end of the yard and someone picked them up. I think it's where they got off the bus and went to the house, in my opinion. I think it's the last time they got off of that bus is that scent. That's my opinion alone, though. So I think it's just kind of a red herring, in my opinion. And if abduction is ruled out, what are they suggested happened? Could someone in the family be involved and used a vehicle to move them, right? If there's this scent out there and nobody abducted them, right, meaning a stranger kind of abduction, then that scent means, in my opinion, it's the bus. It's nothing else other than the bus. But that's just me personally. All right. The family seems to insist it was an abduction, which police are firm that they believe it wasn't. Now, the last thing it says in talk about it, video is messages from someone. Oh yes, so get this. There's someone who, again, I've not been able to verify this, but this is what it says. There is video of messages from someone who claims to know the family. In these messages, the person says they've met the kids several times and know someone who dated their uncle. They also say that the living conditions Jack and Lily were in weren't great. That alone could mean this story is going to be much darker. But here's the thing. These messages could be from anyone. They're apparently from a credible source, but we all know that's easy to fake. Credibility online. We've seen it in other missing persons case. People come forward with outrageous lies just to get attention or involvement without realizing how much harm it does to an investigation. We need truth, not rumors. If people start lying about knowing the family or what really happened, it's only going to be slow down everything and put the case further at risk. So it'll be interesting if that person can actually verify that Sebastian, or not Sebastian, God, if they knew Daniel and mom and actually dated the uncle, right? So she's going to have some receipts for me to believe her, some good receipts. Did they call Tennessee to ask questions? I don't know. Was weird to me that the brother was right in front of the media taking photos and seemed so chill. Seemed staged in a way to me. I don't know. It was a weird photo to be leaning back on your very clean ATV. That it was. My gullible mother. Well, you know, and that's the thing. I think particularly young people and perhaps older people who are not, you know, with technology are more vulnerable to the misinformation, right? That's the good brother. I really wish people wouldn't blame on the bus driver. Blame the bus driver? Why would anyone blame the bus driver? He's a good guy. How could the bus driver do it? They probably, okay. They're probably meaning the Lilly and Jack made their way out to the bus by themselves. But here's the thing. Buses have cameras on them. Number one. Right? Two, there would be a lot of witnesses on that bus. Three, there's no evidence of that whatsoever, like at all. Not even a bit. I mean, people can have their own opinions, but I don't see how they can do that with the bus driver. Is it verified the ATV photo was taken during the search? Yes. It was taken during the search. No. I mean, this is the thing. Just like I said, I mean, can someone become... This is the thing. Like I said in Sebastian's case, people were blaming, you know, all of these neighbors, you know, and I'm talking about the neighborhood. I'm talking about the neighborhood, the two streets, you know, people in that neighborhood are middle upper class. And that's not to say that they can't commit crimes or anything like that, because anybody can. But generally, people don't start abducting children when they're in their, you know, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Generally, the average age there. You know, like the bus driver, he looks to be a man in his 50s or so, late 40s, 50s. I don't see it. Out there, honey, I just now saw you, and I saw your message earlier. Yes, you absolutely can, honey, and thank you so very much. I appreciate you. What's this? I'm not following you. I just text you back. I hope you can get it back. I see Canadian Cookie. What did Canadian Cookie say? We have pew-pews but need a permit to own one for hunting. Yeah. In Canada. Right, Lakeside, yeah. Exactly. In our area, a bus driver does not pick up or drop off a child without the parent visible. Ginger, they knew. Now, I mean, like, small kids, yeah, they won't. I can't imagine them picking up a child or dropping off a child without I can't see it. It's interesting. Is it the brother younger than Daniel? I don't know if he's younger or older, to be honest with you. Check the guy out. You may be surprised a lot about people already are Brian Ward. I don't know what you mean, Sasha, honey. I don't know what you mean, Sasha, darling. Give me 1 second. What time does the bus normally come there? Does anyone know? I think they are dropped off at, I know they're dropped off at around 2:30. I don't know what time they're picked up. No, a bus driver can't have a background. No, you can, I don't even know. Here, like, even if you get speeding tickets, it can jeopardize your CDL license, but I don't know if you need a CDL license in Canada or not. What does it mean that she took down the photos? I think it's just a big FU to Daniel, right? What I think this is going to be, this is my opinion. I think if they make headway in this case, this is going to turn down to a he said, she said, he did, she did kind of thing. That's what I think it's going to be. And again, if there is some sort of foul play among anyone on that property, the only thing that those two might agree on right now is to keep it zipped. And I think that would be about it, in my opinion. Thank you, Justin, because I'm not good at social cues like that. That's what I think it is. I think it's just you know how like if you break up with someone or you're mad at them, or you just want them to, you want to give them a big F you know what I mean? It's kind of like, when you're living your best life, you're on, you're on the camera and all of this, and then you living my best life, and then you take it down and you're like, you know what I mean? One of those things. I think it's like, I just want to be like, fuck you, I'm out. I want to just piss in your Cheerios, because apparently, you know, she's already done the sort of, you know, the single thing. So I think that's pretty much what it is. No, not all buses have cameras. We've had cameras on buses, on every bus, even when I was a kid. Well, that's when they kind of introduced them. You're being hypnotized. I have to turn it on when I'm playing like videos and stuff, because I have to change the content to use it under fair use. That used to be me. I had elevated thousands of photos of myself. Evidently, sorry. Yeah, it happens. It happens. All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it. Oh, no. No, it's not. Here, 1 second. I want to show you guys. Did y'all hear about this in Pictou County? And again, I'm not saying, and I don't believe at all, that this is related in any way, shape, or form, and neither does this person, from what she's saying.
This is a story that is found on the RCMP Facebook page. Please note that it is dated March 19th of this year. Now, this is just a little bit of a disclaimer here. I post this for anyone who lives in the Pictou County area for their information. This is not in any way intended to be connected to the very high profile case of the Lilly and Jack Sullivan case, the two children that went missing May the 2nd. In this release, it states yesterday, which would have been March 18th, at approximately 10 p.m., RCMP officers responded to a report of an attempted abduction in the area of Dunoon Street. Investigators learned an 18-year-old woman was walking home when she was approached by a man who offered her a ride. When the woman declined, the man exited his pickup and attempted to grab her. She did escape physically uninjured and ran for help. The man of interest is described as white and in his 60s. At the time of the incident, he had a long white beard and was wearing a camouflage hat with an antlers emblem on the front, a camouflage jacket, and khaki pants. The vehicle is described as a white Ford extended cab pickup with a black push bar. The truck was heavily rusted and had a very loud exhaust and had a burned out passenger headlight. Anyone who has information about this incident or who may have security camera footage of this area is asked to contact the Pictou County District RCMP 902-485-4333. And to remain anonymous, you can contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers, toll-free 1-800-222-8477.
Hello. Sorry, something just happened. I don't know if a light kicked off or something. Sorry. It's very strange. Again, I don't think it's anything related or anything, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. So the poll is 50-50. I have never had a poll like that. Y'all are split down Actually, hold on. It's not 50-50. I thought it was 50-50. It was, sorry, I lied. It said 50-50 on my end, but when I ended it, I guess it updated. Do you believe, let me see if it'll let me copy and paste this right here. 1,000 votes. Do you believe what happened to Lilly and Jack was an accident that was covered up? 50%. I don't know, but something is off. 33%. Taken by someone they knew. 13%. They wandered off. 3%. So 50, 60, 70, 83. %83 thinks, that was earlier, 83% thinks something is foul in their opinion. Oh, thank you, Sherry Lynn. God bless you. Thank you so much, honey, for gifting that pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you. You received that pearl necklace. Congratulations. You are now a pearl for the next month. Hope you like it. So yeah. You know what? We're I might be doing a members live after this in just a little bit. We did a members live, was it last night or night before last? And we picked out my glasses. Coming soon, number one. And number two, I've been looking at campers all day long. I'm looking for, I want a little camper and I want it retro. Or I want to either buy like an old camper and redo it myself or one already done. And so I can travel this summer. I have a motorhome, but I don't need a damn motorhome going. I mean, it takes diesel and I don't need that. I don't need that. Why don't do it? I want something like this. I want like a 50s style. Something like this. I want little. Scotty canned ham. No, I don't want a big Airstream. I want something small. I want something small that I can, that when I'm in, like if I go in town and stuff, because the motorhome, I mean, I don't drive it, first of all, but the steering wheel's this big. Yeah, I need a potty, a bed, and a mirror. That's all I need. Thank you so much, Lisa. Appreciate you, lovies. Thank you so much. Yes. And maybe some cheetah interior or something. You know what I mean? So I've been looking for those all day. So we'll see. Room for pearl. Yeah. I can put a sticker or I can put a decal on the outside. Justin and Pearl coming to a town near you. Sharon Marie, thank you so very much, my dear. Really do appreciate that very much. Welcome to the Pearl family. Make sure you join our members only. You'll have a great time. You have a great time. Little campers have no bathroom facilities. I'll drill a hole. That's all I can tell you. I'll drill a hole. So if you get behind me, I'm just telling you, if mine doesn't have a bathroom and you get behind me on the highway and you see something drop, you know it's me. Oh yeah, Lakeside. Yeah. She'll be, trust me. She won't even get off of me. I have a portable one. Get one 10 years old or newer. If you plan on staying in any of the nice RV parks, they have rules. No, I'll stay at a Walmart. No, I stay at a Walmart. I'm not that fancy, boo-boo. No. Or I'll just pull in one of y'all's driveways. Hey, where's my people in Miami? You got a big enough driveway, mother chicken? No, I'm looking to tow it, not drive it. Skirting is important, apparently. I've got skirts. I really don't have skirts, but they say I do. I'm not ashamed if I did, but my backyard is huge. How you doing? How can you use the potty while I'm driving? I am talented, girlfriend. I am talented. You know you'll want AC. Yeah. Yes. Rita said I can park in her driveway. Come to upstate. Of course. Really, Kathy? Is it small? It's got to be small. I got to have it small. It's got a bathroom. Really nice. Well, if you have any for sale, just text me. For real. Oh, that's nice, Jennifer. Very nice. Diapers work. In a pinch. In a pinch, they do. Yes. Yes, Sedona is nice. I love Sedona. I just emailed you a link. Okay, let me look real quick. Am I supposed to share it? Oh, let me see. Okay. Oh, that's nice. That's not too big. Do you know them? I have a huge driveway here in Texas. I have a lot of family in Texas as well. My friend just posted it. I think it's a friend of hers who is selling it. Okay. Thank you, Laugh a Day. I'll look at the pictures and I'll read it and all that stuff here in a little bit. Thank you so much. Text me, email me if you guys have any for sale. Let me know. I just got an Amber Alert for a 2-year-old Amira Coleman. Where's this at, Magic Star? Amira Coleman. Amber Alert. California. Here, I'll show you guys before you leave if you live in California. That's weird because it looks like there's a Mira Coleman a month ago as well. Huh. Amber Alert issued for 2-year-old taken out of Oakland, May 20th. That's today. Published 6:42, just a few minutes, 11 minutes ago. Yep, local time there. Yep. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Let me show you this bigger picture. Here we go. Where'd it go? All right. Amber Alert, child abduction taken. Subject armed and dangerous. Amira Coleman, 2 years old, 1 foot 5 inches, 60 pounds, hair color black, eyes brown, clothing. She's got a pink top on. Suspect is with Andrew Coleman, 26-year-old, 6 foot, 200 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, unknown clothing. Another suspect, Tamira Clagan, 24 years old, 5'11", 175 pounds, black hair, brown eyes, clothing, pink dress, and gray shoes. The Amber Alert has been activated by the CHP on behalf of the Oakland Police Department. Amira Coleman was last seen May 20th, 2025 at approximately 12:36 local time, California time, at 39th Street and at, I think it's so blurry, I can't see, Adeline Street, I think it is, in Oakland. I can't see what county. The suspect should be considered armed and dangerous. If seen, call 911. When I zoom in too much, it does that. Damn. So right there, take a good look. Are they related to her? It appears like that in my, it sounds like it might be dad or some relation because they share the same last name. So there's that. Thank you, Sharon Marie. Come in a member, lovies. They might have not been friends and talking much, but in rural Nova Scotia, you know your surroundings and who lives around. They would have known kids live there. You would think. Yes, I want to know about a young man in Washington case like Sebastian. You're talking about Hong. There's nothing on Hong. Just like Sebastian's case. I don't even know if mom has ever came out and talked. Sasha, I mean, I don't think that they're, I mean, they could, you know, God forbid, hurt the child, but I think they're worried about hurting other people. She's a little darling. She is, Lisa. Yes, guys, wherever you are, if you are in the path of any storms, watch the weather, keep your phone charged, make sure you have petrol in your car, and stay safe. If you got a tornado shelter, get in it. If you don't, get in your bathroom, get in your bathtub, put pillows over you, or get in the interior of your home, or get in the interior of your home and put the mattress on you. Lay under the mattress as well. Yes, your life is precious. You get only so many trips around the sun. It's only so many trips. And when it stops, it stops. So, big hugs to you, Justin. Thank you, Sharon Marie. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. Yes. Food, water, non-perishables. Absolutely. Life is precious. There are people right now who are fighting for every single breath that they take right now. And if you are breathing fine, thank your lucky stars, thank your creator for it, because not everyone woke up this morning, right? Not everyone woke up this morning. Thank you, Art Taylor. Really do appreciate you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Art Taylor. Much love to you, my dear, and thank you for everything, Art Taylor. With this case, you've sent me a lot of information, and I appreciate that. All you Canadians out there, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for becoming a member too. Thank you, loves. Really do appreciate you. That was 2 months ago. If it's the same baby, I don't know. That was interesting. Oh. Let me see something here. I think mom's name might be Amira too. I don't know. That might be what it is. That might be what it is. She's got a profile. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on the 12-year-old in Tennessee. God, that's sad. Very sad. Guys, take good care of yourself. I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for everything. I'll see you guys. Never mind. Thank you so much, Art Taylor, again. Thank you so much. All right, tomorrow, major neurologist specialist appointment in the morning, so I'll see you after it. Prayers, Art Taylor, whether that's for you or your son, big prayers. Big prayers. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. Take good care of yourself and the ones you love. God bless. Good night.